So a few things of housekeeping for the Nets. Ben Simmons is going to be playing a Draymond Green center role, and why haven't, first off, shout out me for having foresight and looking into the future always. If you check out my NBA show, I literally said this a day or two ago. I'm like, looking at this roster, I was like, Ben Simmons should play center. Because I was like, with the signings, or the players, they could run a lineup where Joe Harris, Kyrie, Seth Curry, or even, they have a plethora of other shooters on this team, TJ Warren, and then you run KD and Ben Simmons as the power forward center, run Seth Curry, Joe Harris as the two shooters, and then Kyrie at point guard, hella shooting, and Ben Simmons plays that Draymond Green role. And guess what comes out on Twitter? NBA Central posts an article by AHF or HD, whatever they're called, Fire Digital, saying that they're envisioning Ben Simmons be Draymond Green. And we all thought Ben Simmons was the next coming of LeBron James. But if Ben Simmons is the next Draymond Green's a Hall of Famer. Ben Simmons still one of the best defensive players in the league. And for me, I think that's something that people just don't even think about. And they're also, the Brooklyn Nets have interest in Markieff Morris as well as Tristan Thompson and supposedly Donovan Mitchell now. So let's talk about all of it. I also said that they should sign, Carmelo or Dwight if they're like as last resorts, and maybe even Hassan, but supposedly they came out they're not interested in, according to Mike Scotto, in Dwight Howard, nor are they interested in Carmelo. So we're going to talk about Markieff Morris and Tristan Thompson as the two signings that they could be bringing in, and then potentially even they're entering the Donovan Mitchell trade. It's kind of rather interesting, and I think that's something that a lot of people weren't expecting. But yeah, so basically the Nets have entered. I don't know who the hell the Nets could offer, but I guess it would be Ben Simmons. I have no idea. But let's talk about Tristan Thompson. Tristan Thompson was, according to Mike Scotto, the Nets are looking to add a veteran backup center. League sources tell Hoops Hype one free agent center to keep an eye on is Tristan Thompson. And Thompson, averaged 9.4 points and 8.7 rebounds with the Cavs. But since his Cavs time ended, he became a journeyman. In 2 seasons, he's played for the Celtics, Kings, Pacers, and Bulls. And, he has a relationship with Irving. So Tristan Thompson, could go like a long way. He's a good rebounder. And the best thing about him is he's a good offensive rebounder. So that's something to look at. Now, according to another article, they're saying that Markieff Morris, he missed a lot of time last year due to that neck injury that just, snapped him out. He played like 17 games, I believe it only was. And he was due to the neck injury that when he got decked. But he averaged 6.7 points, 4.5 rebounds in 61 games for the Lakers in 2020 to 21. And he's known for his defensive versatility due to his toughness. And he can stretch the floor a little bit. 34% three-point shooter, about a league average. And Tristan Thompson, like I said, and Morris wouldn't be bad additions. And Thompson averaged, basically 6 and 6 last year, 6 points and 5.1 rebounds in 57 games at 15 minutes a night. As Mike Scotto threw cold water on the idea of the Brooklyn Nets signing Dwight Howard or Carmelo, the Nets have 12 players on fully guaranteed standard contracts. Edmund Sumner on a partial guaranteed of $250K on his minimum deal, and he's on track to be the 13th man. So basically 2 more roster spots, but they could be signing David Duke, cut Edmund Sumner, and then still have 2 or just have 1 roster spot. But Ben Simmons as the center, I think, would be interesting as hell, as they would like to do those small ball lineups and the flexibility and kind of point center role for Nikola Jokic. I actually compared using Ben Simmons as Luka Doncic, because guess who their offensive coordinator is for this team? Guess who's in charge of the D for this team? Or the offense, my apology. Our man Igor Kokoskov, the guy who was in charge of the offense for the Dallas Mavericks last year. So basically, I think they're going to run a lot of horn sets and run a similar offense with Ben Simmons and Kyrie playing the Jalen Brunson, Luka Doncic role. And I think that's something y'all need to keep your eyes out for, because I think that's definitely something that people were not expecting. And for me, I think it's definitely interesting as all hell. But what do you guys think about it? As I think it's definitely interesting as all hell. But that's basically the video, guys. I hope you guys do have a great day. Peace.